A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and events through the named freedom.
Presentation.
Welcome to the Queen City. It's time to go racing here for round number 4 of the season of the Max v CNC Home Designs Truck Series. Here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, 1.5 miles of what could very well be a destructive, chaotic night of racing. It often tends to be here at what is seemingly a very simple quad oval layout here at Charlotte, but it never is. Welcome to Turn 200's coverage of the Maximum Velocity CNC Home Designs Truck Series. I'm Tommy Cook. We got Mr. Joshua Motichek in the house as well. Partner, you know the toll that Charlotte Motor Speedway can take, and any driver that was here last season knows the toll that this track can exact as well.
Yeah, unfortunately know it all too well. Track is not the biggest friend of cold tires nor very, very worn tires. So tire strategy is going to be a must. Tires wear pretty quick, truck gets pretty loose. So definitely keep an eye on the rear ends kind of starting to step out pretty early in this run.
We will definitely be keeping our eyes on that, not because we want to, but because we don't really have a choice here as we take a look at the point standings. This is what we'll feast our eyes on for now. A lot of drivers on this left side of the graphic have moved their way up, except for Scott Patton and Ryan Nardone, who are still the top 2 in the point standings. Everybody else moved up. Rob Haynes plus 15. He wasn't even on the graphic last week. And now, after the win at Talladega, he's in a tie for 5th with Nathan Carroll. Some drivers sliding down. Of course, Kyle Stewart dropped from 5th down to 14th as he was not in action last week. He is back here tonight, though. Charlie Widener moving up a couple positions, and James Lehman slipping down the graphic as well. But outside of that, Rob Haynes, big moves up. A couple other drivers working their way up towards the top of the point standings here.
Yeah, I mean, a couple names that stick out. Billy Bumgardner. He started last season real well and kind of went through a midseason slump, and then was batting from under. So hoping that he can keep up the results here and stay above that cut line through most of the season.
Certainly, Billy Bumgardner started the season pretty hot. Got some stage points last week, but last week was his worst finish of the season. First time outside of the top 10. But still, you're right, off to a good start for Billy Bumgardner. Trent Drum looking for a rebound here tonight as well. Omar Rodriguez Jr. picking up that first career top 10 finish last week. He is 12 points on the outside looking in as the top 12 in the point standings, inching a little bit closer and a little bit closer to the postseason here in Max V. Qualifying action is underway. Of course, it's always one-lap qualifying here this season, as we'll look for a little on-track action. As most drivers have already turned their qualifying laps, we'll go to Trent Drum, who is out on the track right now. There are a lot of drivers here. We are definitely bumping, to say the least. We've got 45 drivers that are going to look to give it a go. As it's Justin Michael on provisional pole right now. You need to set a qualifying lap. A couple drivers have attempted to set a lap and have failed to do so. So they're leaving it up to the chances of the iRacing gods. Here is Drum. Out of 42 qualifiers, he will clock in 42nd. Parker Donaldson is the only driver now that has not attempted a lap. Peyton Bass and Kerry Cleaver have both crossed the line for laps, but have either spun or have had some sort of brush or contact with the wall that has disqualified their qualifying attempt. So 42 drivers will allow 43 in the session, so it's up to Donaldson to set a lap. Otherwise, it'll be up to chance on who actually will take to the starting grid. But Trent Drum is the only driver that is still out on the track as of now, as we sort of in a holding pattern here for the next, I think, 45 seconds or so. Hello to the folks that are hanging out with us. Bailey Marie, as always. Marilyn Beck. Will Kirk is back in the lineup here this evening. Happy to see him. And Kirk has had some success here at Charlotte in the past. Had a photo finish here with Justin Michael back in the 2024 points-paying race here. Kirk right now 29th in qualifying, so he'll have some work to do. Logan Murray will be making his debut here this evening. He is locked in on speed, 36th fastest for the 444. As Parker Donaldson is now on the track, but I think time is about to expire if I'm not mistaken. I don't think this is 10-minute qualifying. I think it's just 5. Yeah, there is the checkered flag, and Parker Donaldson was just exiting turn number 2. So no lap for Donaldson. We'll see how that all shakes out between the sim and also the admin team on who is staying and who is going. We'll let you know when we get drivers rolling off the grid here momentarily. But it's time to go racing here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and he's won both points-paying races here in the past. Justin Michael will lead the field to green. Dakota Floyd will line up to his outside. Christopher Howell and Jared Wishon. Strong run last week in his first Max V race, but did not get the finish to go with it. He'll start from the outside of row number 2. Greg Mull and Ryan Nardone, runner-up from last week and the second-place driver in the points right now on row number 3. Nathan Carroll starting in 7th. Joshua Fracker finished 7th last week at Talladega, starts in 8th. Rod Mitten had a miserable Talladega. He'll look to rebound from the 9th starting spot. Scott Patton lining up to his outside to round out the top 10 starters. Justin Ritchie and Tyler Granat back in the lineup tonight. He'll start in 12th. Rob Haynes, last week's big winner, lining up in 13th. He was very fast in practice. Heath Smith to his outside on row number 7. Kyle Stewart back in the lineup as well. Starts in 15th next to Matt Rodolasa. CJ McLaughlin, I believe, will have a pit lane start or a pass-through penalty, one of the two from Phoenix. This is his first appearance back since then. And driver 91 qualifying in 17th. Rene Garcia to his outside. Alex Hallen and Tyler Hessling round out your top 20 starters. Rest of the starting lineup will scroll on by as we take a look at the weather conditions here and let Mr. Joshua Motichek fill us in on the strategy notes and the race format for the evening here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yeah, so track temp is a nice brisk 82 degrees Fahrenheit. So definitely a good bit cooler than we were Talladega last week, running the upwards of 120 plus. So should be pretty interesting. Cooler track temperatures, usually a little bit more interesting on the tires. So 3 sets of those bad boys tonight. No fast repairs as usual. Incident limits are 16x is a drive-through, 21 is a disqualification. So definitely watch that as you pound the wall coming off of 2. Don't want to get too many incident points. 70% fuel should put the fuel window around lap 33 or so. Definitely looking at fuel strategy to be a big factor in the second half of this race as well. 100 laps is the full distance, which will put the stage caution at the end of lap 30. So right at the fuel window anyway. So definitely fully expected to see the entire field come down during that caution.
Now, we did have what the drivers like to call a pit party, basically a practice start. You can line up anywhere you want. But you do a full pace lap, and then we'll jump on the gas. We did not make it very far into that pit party before the mother of all pileups opened up. Who is to say that we won't see something similar to that here on the initial start of the race? I know the actual points are on the line at this point. These drivers are going to try to be careful. But Charlotte Motor Speedway is a tricky track to nail down, that's for sure. We've had 7 cautions here back in 2024, and earlier this year, back in season number 1, we had 15 cautions. The Venom Truck Series shared a similar number to that as well here at Charlotte. So chaos and carnage are very much looming around every turn. For 100 laps at Charlotte Motor Speedway here tonight is Justin Michael and Dakota Floyd. And the green is out. We're underway.
Good get away from that bottom there. Howell pulling upside of Dakota Floyd. The bottom definitely the preferred line through 1 and 2. 3 and 4 tends to spread out a little bit.
Floyd going to lose his spot here to Howell as he really zips it in there. Mullen Floyd door to door. As Wishon will pay for a sluggish start from Dakota Floyd here as well. He'll drop a couple of spots. Justin Michael leading the opening lap. And the caution is out right off the rip. We've got problems for Bill Paradise from the looks of it and multiple drivers. This is a big, big crash here at the back of this field. And that is Logan Murray in his debut here this evening. Riley Laverne, there is extensive damage on the 9D truck. And with this many drivers on the track, I think this is going to be one of those situations where a replay is going to be a little bit scattered, but we'll do our best to try and pin down what happens here. And indeed, this is going to be difficult to try and find. Oh, there's Bill Paradise. That's, I mean, massive amounts of destruction on that 556. And it looks like Paradise is going to... Let's zoom out and get a better look at this. So that is... I'm not even sure who that is up in the wall there. That might be Parker Donaldson. But Paradise is going to get loose and clobber the water barrels here. And that's going to throw him straight into the path of oncoming traffic there. That is Chris Braley. That truck is totaled. Man, the 333 of David Rigsby there. Also in a bad way. And, yeah, then we lose the accident there, unfortunately. After that, we'll start to pick up the parts and pieces. There's Trent Drum. We noted a strong start to his season. Faltered a little bit at Talladega and off to a brutal start here tonight at Charlotte. Being involved in this one right off the rip. Let's try this one more time. But we'll go kickpot style. With Bill Paradise. That is brutal.
That's a tough lead.
Yeah, immediately there's no drive in that 5.56, and he is back to the pits with a handful of other drivers who got taken out in that one. And, yeah, that's a good chunk of the back quarter of that field that is either heavily damaged now or just wiped out entirely.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Logan Murray making his debut straight into the pits to get damage fixed.
Chris Braley in the chat very, very early in this one. Even David Rigsby in the pits trying to get that fixed. That's an uphill battle, though, for sure. We got 33 drivers out on the track right now from the looks of it. Really make it 28 as there are some other drivers that are on pit road. As, hello to some other folks hopping in the chat here. Daniel Carroll, Real Everton. Lisa Carroll, of course, Chris Braley, Michelle Kirk as well. I believe Will Kirk just snuck through that one. He's back there in 28th. Up a couple from where he started. But still with a lot of work to do. I mean, early caution, not unexpected here. And we know we have a caution coming up at the end of lap 30 as well. So now potentially a 25-lap dash here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. There will still be some good left in these tires after 25 laps, especially if anybody decides to lay back for a couple laps after this restart and try and take care of their stuff a little bit. Keep your eye on Rod Mitten there. He's up 3 from where he started. Rob Haynes is up 4 there on the inside of row number 5. Let's give it another shot here. Restart on lap 6.
Another great restart for that bottom line. Floyd able to get out and clear.
So he'll take that spot back, and Jared Wishon will take 3rd away as Howell will drop 2. Again, you can still see these drivers just wiggling around the track here. Hello to Rob Martin in the chat. Does not look like Josh Longbones made it through that one. Unfortunately, is Howell up into the wall there out of 4.
He's got Greg Mull right on him, was pushing him down the front straight.
Mull and Haynes side by side as Howell continues to slide back here.
Mitten now underneath Haynes.
On board with Mitten.
Rob Haynes is definitely a man on a mission here on this restart.
As is Rod Mitten. I'd say, hitch your wagon to this 199 and let him clear the way. Mitten was second fastest in practice, only behind Justin Michael. I'm sure unsatisfied with this qualifying effort. He's got the hot hand after a dominant performance last week at Talladega. But they're still all jumbled up here at the front of this field. Nathan Carroll trying to move his way forward as it's the top 5 all right here together, and really not too much farther behind is everybody else.
Floyd going to look to the bottom for the lead.
Michael with good drive off there off the top side. Carroll tucking back in line for now, looking for a way through on Dakota Floyd. We normally see Michael and Floyd laying back trying to save a little tire, but that is not the case here. They are going all out with a short run to the stage break. As here's Wishon underneath of Carroll. Greg Mull there to the outside, and Haynes and Mitten working together to try and complete the pass on Chris Howell. But we're all attached here. Scott Patton right now in line for one stage point back there. Sporting a little bit different look there.
Carroll going to get to the outside of Floyd down the backstretch. Maybe going to have enough to keep it there.
Whoa, Mull tracking it down.
Man.
Very loose.
Nathan Carroll's been getting a great run off of 2. That top looking very, very good right now through 1 and 2. Now Wishon going to follow him up through the top.
Ooh,
Carroll
Michael.
into the wall ever so slightly. Oh, and Haynes is in the wall.
Oh, Rob Haynes. And Matt Rottle also around in the back of the pack. Caution is out for the second time. Not too sure he wasn't the only one that had some kind of an issue here. As there's Justin Ritchie slow behind. Big problems here for Matt Rottle also to bring out the second caution. Showing a problem maybe for Heath Smith here as well, as we try and figure out where this one is going to start. It might very well start. Oh my gosh, that is Heath Smith. That's Zachary Groover taking a big shot there. Rottle also. I think Tyler Hessling somehow is going to escape this one, maybe. And this starts with Rene Garcia in the middle of 3 wide. Let's see if we can get a top-down view of this. There's Garcia in the middle, Smith on the bottom, Rodolasso on the top side. All right, well, maybe this is too slow. Let's see, Garcia washes up the track there. Obviously doesn't have any air to the front of that car. Just into Rodolasso just a bit, turns him down into Smith, and Smith is right rear hooked right in the exact pocket that you do not want to hit. Smith's night is done. There's Hessling, who is going to get net-coated through, and he won't take anything, but Zachary Groover, who is not near anybody, is going to get flung up into the air. Now that ain't right.
He needs to be sponsored by Red Bull with how much he takes flight.
I guess so. That's 2 out of the 3 races. Look how much room there is between the 27 and the 1. I can't find him on the leaderboard now. This is the orange car down low. This is Groover. I mean, there's 5 feet between him and Hessling, let alone him and Heath Smith. Hessling's going to get away scot-free, and Groover is not somehow. He didn't do anything wrong. Let's take this one more time. Potentially. Why does this just decide when it wants to work and when it doesn't? I'll back it up. Let's go on board here with Zachary Groover. Ouch. And since it's being uncooperative, we'll back it up and do it one more time, but this time with Heath Smith. And then we'll bring it back to the live action here. And Smith just minding his own. And nothing he could do there. That baby is done. Well, doubling up now. We've got still 3/4 of a lap to go. And there is Nathan Carroll on the outside as Justin Michael will elect the bottom here for this restart. So Carroll on the outside of the front row. Dakota Floyd and Jared Wishon on row 2. Greg Mull, Christopher Howell, row 3. Haynes, Mitten, Nardone, and Patton. We just mentioned Rob Haynes getting up into the wall. So that's a lucky break for him. He's not going to lose any positions. But we'll take a look at this right side camera for Rob Haynes. Doesn't look too scuffed up. And the toe is in. The fender is still braced. So I'd say he's all good. No, not 9 lap. 14 lap. Dash to the stage break here. Michael and Carroll side by side. Michael in the restart zone fires, and again, the top side is just not rolling on those restarts. Maybe the place you want to be in the middle of the run, but certainly not off the rip. Floyd is back through. Maul looking to get through here as well as Carroll's going to have to settle for P4. And again, Wishon stuck on the top side, going to lose a spot or two. Might lose another one here as Rob Haynes is looking to the inside of the 96. And Carroll's still not quite putting it together here as Haynes is going to look underneath of him for fourth.
Yeah, the bottom fires up pretty quick, but that top takes a lot of momentum to get going.
Now, once you get a lap or two in, you can see what Carroll's doing here. He's able to move up. It's like building your momentum at a super speedway. Oh, what a round! And that is going to be a big shot for, I believe, Jack Watts. Turned into the inside wall from the outside wall, and that might be night over for 77 Watts, who really is having a dreadful start to his season. As we're quickly under our third caution here on just lap 19. A couple other drivers in the vicinity of that one. We'll try and take a better look. We should, thankfully, have all of that replay. Just have to dig through every on-track pass that has happened to try and find it. Again, we'll just have to do it the hard way. Okay. God, this sucks sometimes, you know? Just not being very cooperative tonight, unfortunately. So we found Omar Rodriguez, who I think is going to get a piece of this, but I'm going to fly up to Jack Watts here really quick, and you can see already that is Stove Price Jr. that is looking underneath of him out of turn number 2. Headed down the backstretch. And Stove just going to come up, an inch or two. Watts, literally a foot further up the track, would not have hit that inside wall. Might have been okay, but it bounces him straight into the path of Omar Rodriguez and Chris Sargent.
Boy, well, Kirk able to get out of that one.
Oh,
just
wow.
barely as well.
Yeah, that was Kirk there up on the wall. He was the last driver to sneak through there. So Watts gets the worst of it. Rodriguez and Chris Sargent also with some big-time damage in that one. But, man, we are running through the trucks here very, very quickly.
Man, I'm surprised Watts was able to drive away from that under his own power.
Yes. Certainly limped it, but did make it back to pit road. And this is Charlotte. For whatever reason, it's just low grip, high speed, and it is more and more. Anytime we showcase it on the channel, we had I want to say the Venom Truck Series in season number 6 went caution free here, or maybe just very limited 1 or 2 cautions. But outside of that, almost every race here has had a bunch of cautions, 7 being the lowest. And I think we're on for that. At least we're guaranteed 1 more caution here on lap number 30 for the stage break. And we'll see maybe if we can reverse direction quickly after that. Or if indeed we can make it there at all. I would be interested to see just one time Justin Michael or whoever start from this outside line to see if it is the line itself that can't get going on the top side or if it's just being the control car that is making the difference here. I would put my money on the latter, but it would be interesting to see just one time. But it's not going to be this time, unfortunately.
I think Dakota Floyd might stand a good chance at breaking that, though.
I would say if anybody does in this situation right now, it would definitely be him. Your top 2 in the point standings are back there on row number 5, Ryan Nardone and Scott Patton. So they're in line for stage points for now. Justin Michael back into the restart zone, and we're back underway. Oh, boy. Floyd does not go. And Maul is through immediately before they even make it out of the quad oval. Maul to second. Floyd at least jumping down to the bottom here to try and protect third as Wishon will get through. Carroll on the top side is fading back once again as here goes Rob Haynes.
Yeah, top definitely not the place to be on the restarts, that is for sure.
Michael leading him back to the stripe as Haynes and Carroll side by side for this 5th position. Rod Mitten sticking his nose in here as well. Jared Wishon thinking about going to work on the 57 of Dakota Floyd.
Scott Patton going to look underneath down into 3.
Patton coming to life here. Picked up a couple of spots. Weird to see him in that yellow and orange. As there's a brush of the wall from Dakota Floyd from the looks of it. But Floyd has regained second. Maul is now back to 4th as Wishon is up to 3rd. But not clear of the 2024 Series champion yet. Now he is. Patton's been able to move forward on this restart. Ryan Nardone is trying to follow him through here on the outside of Chris Howell there for 9th as Joshua Fracker takes a bite out of the wall at turn number 4.
That turn 4 wall is deadly.
Yes. I think this track is just deadly. You watch the NASCAR Cup drivers as, wow, Haynes up into the wall. Big time there out of 4. And he might give this spot back up to Carroll. You watch these drivers, the NASCAR drivers, before the 2018 repave. It looks like there's a whoop section down the backstretch. I mean, they are just bouncing and bouncing.
Oh, Haynes going to look to the bottom. Carroll's going to pull him down the track.
Haynes rolls out of it, but it's going to open the door now for Rod Mitten. There's a little blink there for the 92. And it'll pull Scott Patton into the mix here as well.
Yeah, Patton right on the tail, definitely using that toe to come on through.
Haynes another slap of the wall and contact there with Mitten.
Oh, they check up.
I think he got down into the turf there in the quad oval as well.
Yeah, he definitely did. And Ryan Nardone had to check up big time, and he's going to fall back like 4 or 5 spots.
Nardone back to 12th. That puts Tyler Granat into the top 10 now, and the 18 is not done. Not too sure he didn't come down on one of these earlier cautions. So a little bit fresher tires on this 18 truck as he's picked his way up into the points now. Coming to the white flag for the stage this time. No real challenges in the top 5 for position currently, but plenty of battling going on right around the cutoff line. 1 to go. Dakota Floyd is closing on Justin Michael.
Floyd might have a look here.
Michael going to send it low. Floyd going to rim ride it, look for a run out of 4. Might be a little too late, though, as Justin Michael will head to the stripe, and the stage is complete. Although our unique pole sitter streak is over, we keep the unique stage winner streak alive. It's Justin Michael on the board for stage wins in Season 2 of 2025. Floyd, Wishon, Mall, Carroll, the top 5. Patton, Haynes, Granat, Howell, Mitten, the top 10.
Where there was some hard racing coming to the line just outside of the top 10.
Ryan Nardone spent all but the final 3 laps of that stage inside the top 10. He'll be disappointed to be walking away with 0 extra points in the first 30 laps of this one. But we'll see with a pit stop looming if he can pick off a couple of spots here with a well-executed stop. So everybody should be coming down pit road this time.
Several cautions in the first stint is definitely going to help tires. Curious to see if anyone makes a tire gamble.
Well, I don't know. I mean, these drivers are all more talented than I am, but there is not a chance in hell that I would be putting only right sides on this truck. I mean, this track is a cheese grater. I mean, you talked about it in the open of the show. Late in the run, these trucks are a handful on 4 fresh tires. As Michael wins the race off, Floyd, Wishon, Carroll, Patton the top 5, Mall down to 6, Nardone up to 7th, Haynes, Jordan Neese, and Tyler Granat the top 10. Neese, big time move there on the pit stop. Make him plus 13 on the day now as he moves into the top 10 for the first time this evening. Looking for a few other fan favorites in the running order right now. Brad Slagle down in 23rd. Rene Garcia in 24th after being involved in the earliest caution of the night. Will Kirk running in P20. Charlie Widener in 18th.
Jordan Neese with that good of a pit stop. He did not take tires.
At all. Interesting.
At all.
That is quite the gamble, I will say. Neese, with his first career pole, led the most laps last week at Talladega. And brought it home in the 9th position to boot. So a solid run at Dega, to say the least, in his first race of the season. But this is quite the gamble here. We'll see where he's going to shake out here. I would imagine even after a couple of laps. As hello to Robin in the chat. And hello to Zach. I don't think we've said hello to Zach yet, but he says solid stage finish for Nathan Carroll. Yes, indeed. And Carroll picking one up on the pit out, but that puts him on the outside, and that is a distinct disadvantage from what we've seen thus far.
Yeah, see if it can be any different. Given who's in each line, I'm not sure that it is going to be any different. Patton, I know, is going to push this bottom line well along.
So Michael and Floyd on the front row, Wishon and Carroll row 2, Patton and Mall row 3. Back underway. That's probably the best restart we've seen from the outside yet, and Floyd is still going to give up the second position here to Jared Wishon.
Yeah, Floyd and Carroll both able to come down in front of Patton.
And Wishon,
Haynes now looking underneath Mall.
Wishon going to take a run here underneath of Michael. Michael going to stick it to the middle and try and keep some momentum as we've got problems. Big time issue. Rod Mitten, Rob Haynes, Trent Drum, Justin Ritchie, Jordan Neese there as well. Billy Bumgardner, Charlie Widener involved. That is a big one right at the choke point. And my guess is we could probably attribute that one to fresh tires. That's a guess, though. We'll find out for sure here if we could pinpoint where this one gets started. Oh, boy. And that one, from the looks of it, Ron Mitten's the first one to go. It's a question of if he has help or not. Mitten is spinning by himself as Nice is into the door of Tyler Hessling. So those two already making big-time contact, and then they get a car dropped in their lap. Fracker into Howell to plug the only other viable escape route, and it is absolutely on from there. Will Kirk is in this group here. Billy Baumgartner, Justin Ritchie. Wally Turheimer, I think, is going to escape in the most technical sense. Here's Brad Slagle coming in hot. And Baumgartner are going to avoid a similar fate to Bill Paradise there and keep it out of the water barrels. And that one was another mess.
And Rene Garcia had a front row seat for all of that, too.
Alex Allen, the other driver involved in this front group here. This is him getting bounced around. We'll go up high, see what Stove Price Jr. sees. And he sees a whole bunch of Jordan Nice, and Price, I think, clipping into the wall there, basically forced to stop immediately, as is Rod Mitten. And yeah, let's take that with Rene Garcia here. Kickpot cam for the 74. And that is A+ heads up driving as he misses one more shot there from the 12 of Jordan Nice. Caution number 5, and that's the biggest one yet. And we've had a couple of big ones already. Well, that was shaping up to be quite the battle at the front of this field, but now Jared Wishon is in the dreaded outside line. I mean, what are your options here?
Jump the start and hope he gets a better start than you. Man, the way this outside has been taken off, it's like there's something on the track, glue or something, keeping them from going. It just doesn't fire off. Dakota Floyd definitely happy about this restarting position, no doubt.
Certainly. Floyd and Carroll on row 2. We're on board with Wishon here. So look to jump with Justin Michael. Oh, I mean, Michael with a good getaway there.
Wishon, I think the best getaway we've seen from the top yet.
Yeah, and Dakota Floyd didn't really get going there either. But you're right, that was a good jump there. As good as we've seen for Wishon. And he is going to combo a good run here. And try and get to the outside of Michael looking for the lead. Michael's so good at manipulating the air, manipulating the lanes here at these 1.5 miles. But it's hard to hold off this. As Floyd and Patton and Carroll fighting hard for third with Greg Mull in that mix there as well. Continue to go side by side for the lead.
Yeah, just Michael having that preferred top line gets the run down the straightaway.
And these two are punching a bigger hole for the on-rushing third, fourth, fifth, and sixth place drivers. And Tyler Granat will join that group as well. Why not?
Oh, and there's one further back entering into one.
Yeah, that's Stove Price Jr. from the looks of it. Was trying to click on him, but he was falling through the leaderboard too fast, and that is caution number 6 here. Just 40% of the way through this one. So that's Price at the back of this line, and like super speedway style, they're checking up. He moves up in front of Will Kirk, but I mean, Kirk is there. And so that's damage for the 9, and that might be terminal damage there for that 85. Because that's a big old shot, to say the least.
Man, Brad Slagle almost bit a big chunk out of Will Kirk's bumper there.
Slagle with the near misses thus far. I'm sure he wants to keep it that way. But Stove Price came in hot, that's for sure. With a top 5 run at Pocono, but between Talladega last week and Charlotte here tonight, the last 2 weeks have not been particularly kind to him. Rob Haynes is down pit road. Will Kirk, Wally Turheimer, Brad Slagle also in. Alex Howland, Billy Baumgartner, Zachary Groover, David Moore, whose name we've yet to call out here this evening, and Trent Drum as well, as CJ McLaughlin will put himself back on the lead lap. We'll take the lucky dog. That will give us 27 here on the lead lap. Looking at the lap counter here, it looks like we've got a couple more on the track, multiple laps down. From the looks of it, Gary Offit in 28 is 4 laps off the pace, maybe 5. Because I cannot count. Chris Sargent, David Rigsby, Greg Parmalee are all limping their trucks around the circuit here as well. As some early exits in our big lap 1 crash, Josh Longbon's, Logan Murray, Riley Laverne, Bill Paradise, Chris Braley, all of them out on the opening lap. And Jordan is saying the big one took him out. Hopefully that is the big one for the rest of the field. So that tells me it might not be, though. Most of these crashes have been from, 15th on back. It's not entirely impossible that we couldn't see a similar accident on turn number 4, battling for the lead or battling for third. And Lord help us what that will look like if that's the case.
We definitely know we saw one of those in the Venom Truck Series in Season 9.
Yes.
Won't go into further detail than that.
Yeah, I'll sidestep that one as well. But, I appreciate Jordan hanging out with us here. And, hopefully onward and upward. To wherever we are next week. It's escaping me right now. I believe it's New Hampshire, and I can't believe I forgot that, because that's the Scott Patton track. Scott Patton Motor Speedway next week. And Patton on the outside of row number 2, looking to make Charlotte Scott Patton Motor Speedway.
It sounds like the drivers are making bets for the winning purse if we go green from here. So definitely keep that in mind.
I'll throw in an extra $1 on whatever they are talking about. But that's if we don't have another caution.
Wish on again a decent enough getaway to tuck down into that second place position.
Carolyn Patton door to door there out of 2. Granat trying to move the needle here. sawing on this tailgate of the 63 of Carroll. As Wishon,
Patton with a good run around the top.
yes, indeed. Michael and Wishon both down to the bottom there, but a good run for the 96 underneath the 87 now into turn number 1. As Floyd up in front of Patton with a couple inches to spare.
Again, Patton with a good run off of that top and 3 and 4 is definitely the place to be right now.
Wishon going for the Nathan Reynolds strat, trying to put those left side tires down on that paint as it looks like Nathan Carroll got a piece of the wall there out of 2. Carroll is dropping back now to P6.
Still side by side, door to door for the lead at the line.
Wishon has given Justin Michael everything he can handle. Michael undefeated in points paying competition here at Charlotte in Max V. Scott Patton bringing Greg Mall with him as they creep up towards this battle for the point. Dakota Floyd back there in 5th. Carroll Gradant, Stewart, Hessling, and Fracker, the rest of the top 10.
Justin Michael creeping ever so slightly out in front now, is going to be clear and come back down to the bottom. Drivers stringing out now. Nathan Carroll looking to the outside of Dakota Floyd to make that move for 5th.
Carroll on the way back forward here as Floyd nearly making a little contact there. As he eases up the track, he'll do it behind the Busch Light 63. Kyle Stewart on the outside of Joshua Fracker as that is Hessling into the wall.
Yeah, Hessling had a huge head of steam and just couldn't keep it down.
Gradant, Hessling, and Stewart all missed Talladega last week, and they're all running together here 7th, 8th, and 9th. Joshua Fracker, a top 10 finish last week. Trying to hang on to P9 here.
Will Kirk and Charlie Widener door banging into 3. Back there just inside the top 15. Will Kirk from 29th to 13th at the moment.
Yeah, Kirk, another driver who missed Talladega last week, has gotten his fair share of the looks at the big one here tonight, though, to make up for it. But he continues to move forward. Widener's on the way backwards. On board with Kyle Stewart on the gyro. Take a run here into the inside as Nathan Carroll and Dakota Floyd battling for 5th in front of them. But Carroll hanging on to P5.
Parker Donaldson in that 26 truck should be your biggest mover of the race. Started shotgun on the field and is now up to 18th.
I said Donaldson was involved in an accident earlier. I'm not too sure that actually was him, but he's been awfully quiet up to this point thus far. We'll jump back up here. Dakota Floyd trying to get back through on Nathan Carroll for 5th. As Maul and Patton have gone to battle here, and Maul has quickly taken 3rd away from the 46. And now Jared Wishon is sizing up a move here on Justin Michael. It's like a switch flipped at the front of this field, and everybody decided it was go time here on lap 55 and 56.
Yeah, Wishon's been getting great runs down the backstretch and into turn 3.
Here's Nathan Carroll's look at it. Listen to the throttle control here, not only in dirty air, but also now on the tires that are as hot as they've been all night, even for a cool track temperature. You can hear them.
Dakota Floyd really making this bottom work. He's going to throw it in on Greg Maul and get that 3rd position.
Yeah, speaking of flipping the switch, Floyd says it's time to go, and he's quickly to 3rd in just a few laps' time. Tyler Granat is closing in a hurry here on Carroll and Patton as well as they go side by side. Oh, and Carroll slides up Patton into the wall.
That's going to open the door wide open for that 18 truck.
Yes, it is. Granat will get Patton as Patton piling into the back of the 18 here. Now the door is still open underneath the Carroll, and this will be for spot number 5. He's got a nose out ahead, but can he get clear? As Carroll try and fight back up top. Dakota Floyd in front of them is catching up very quickly to the leaders. As Granat has not been able to get this pass done here down low. A quick peek up at the top 3, and they are equidistantly separated by less than a truck length. It is going to be on for the lead here in just a second. As Granat into the door of the 63 just a bit. Carroll does well to keep it out of the wall.
Dakota Floyd with a run. He's going to look underneath Wishon. 2 tires in the grass.
That's the nice thing about Charlotte Motor Speedway. This is not grass on that quad over there. It is AstroTurf. So it's a little bit kinder. Just don't ask Chris Buescher about it. Good work there for Dakota Floyd. Able to get some turn with the help from the turf. He's up to 2nd and on the move once again.
And he's going right for it.
Yes, he is. And he should be able to get it here. And he is clear. If he wants to slam this door shut, Michael, not even enough momentum to cross him back into 1. Or rather, into 3. Now, for Dakota Floyd, as Michael is going to be up into the wall hard.
In the wall.
Big time. That will cost him 2nd. Wishon will move back up to P2. Maul and Granat battling hard now. We think the pit window to the end will open, don't laugh, but on lap 69. How much further can these guys stretch it, and how much further do they want to? Because it looks like tire lives are varying here big time.
Yeah, Dakota Floyd being the long run driver we know him to be, definitely proving that true here.
Chris Howell's back in the top 10. And he's got a lot of drivers fading back towards him. See if he's able to pick up some spots here. With a pit stop left to go. Granat now packing dirty air onto the rear spoiler of the already ailing 87 of Michael. Granat is absolutely rolling right now.
Granat doing a good job of going right around the paint through 1 and 2.
Michael's still able to hold on to this
taps the
spot
bumper.
as he tapped him there. Hey, I'm here. In case you didn't know. It looked like Carroll got
a little tag to the wall.
Yeah. Oh, Michael mirror driving now. This Granat could not find his way through. I mean, Justin Michael is
Granat can have another good run.
So good at doing that. Can only do it for so long, and Granat is going to have this spot.
Dakota Floyd has reached lap traffic. Alex Howland, first truck off pace to go a lap down.
First driver on to pit road here is going to be Chris Sargent, but he was already not on the lead lap. So we'll wait to see. We should only be potentially a few laps away from the early pitters. As was just showing a problem for Rob Haynes. So he's definitely slow here. We are still green. I think maybe he took a trip through the infield. Oh, yes, he did. Made a little contact down through the turf there. We'll lose a handful of positions. He's now dropped down to 20th.
Yeah, another beautiful save.
Not easy at this point in the run, no doubt about that.
Oh, 3 wide.
That is
lap traffic.
Absolute mess. Howland doing everything he can to stay out of the way. As that is Patton, Stewart, Howell, Hessling, Fracker, Garcia, Widener, all here together as Scott Patton looks like he's coming to pit road. Patton, did he make pit speed? That's the question. But he's the first lead lap driver down pit road.
Patton definitely going to be starting a chain here.
Yeah, it's definitely the first domino to fall, and they're going to be falling pretty quickly, I would imagine. The jack drops on the right side.
Oh, Kyle Stewart's loose. Howell in the wall. There's a caution.
Caution is out, and that is absolutely unreal timing for Scott Patton. Oh, and they just keep coming.
Oh, man.
What on earth? Well, that wasn't going to be that bad, and then it was. Stewart toes. I'm sure his night is over. Let's back this up and see what has happened. I mean, we were just watching this group. I'm not too sure Kyle Stewart isn't trying to come to pit road here, and Howell must not have any clue. Oh, yeah, he's slowing down. Howell piles into the back of him. There's Hessling into the wall. So the caution is out. And they're just not stopping. Maybe they're under the assumption that Kyle Stewart is going to tow, but, I mean, I wouldn't assume that if the race is on the line. Goodness me,
yeah,
that was needless.
Kurt. Hard.
So, lots of damage there for multiple drivers. And it'd be interesting to see. You might have a better idea if Kyle Stewart called that pit entrance or not, because, I mean, it was pretty obvious that Howell didn't have a clue that Stewart was coming in there. But all these drivers sometimes are not on the same radio channels. So if it was called out over the radio, there's a chance Howell just didn't hear it.
does look like it was called out twice in the physical chat.
Okay. So that is not what Scott Patton was wanting. That is probably a big break for Justin Michael. So he'll be able to pit here from the top 5. And the race off goes to Tyler Granat, I think. It might have been Floyd. But it is a photo finish between those two. Wishon out third. Michael fourth. Carroll. Fracker, Maul, Garcia. Trent Drum is still out on the track. Did not pit. But he'll line up presumably in the top 10 here with Charlie Widener out in 10th.
Man, unfortunate for Rob Haynes. Could not see through the bumper of Brad Slagle.
No. Again, that's just a little blind lead in the blind. There's multiple drivers coming up on the accident scene there, I think assuming that the 10 truck is going to tow, but I mean, he doesn't really have that much damage. He's locked down in the middle of the track. Everybody just piles in. Well, this is taking a very interesting turn here, working our 7th caution of the night. Looks like he'll be restarting with 26 laps to go. To go to Floyd, Tyler Granat, Justin Michael, Jared Wishon, Nathan Carroll, Joshua Fracker at the top 6. Scott Patton, the first driver, 1 lap down, is in the 18th position. If he can avoid being in the next caution, whenever that may be, he'll be a shoo-in to get the lucky dog. But if you have any sort of involvement in the accident or come to a complete stop, you're not eligible for the lucky dog per iRacing. So have to have a little due diligence here. Assuming another wreck is coming, which after what we've seen here tonight and knowing everybody right now is on fresher tires, I'd say that's a fair assumption that we probably got one more coming. Especially since, if it wasn't already high enough, the intensity is about to pick up.
Or not. Pretty good restart.
He's going to have to try and keep it.
Not quite able to hang on.
Yeah, he's going to have to keep it pinned to the door there, Justin Michael. And Michael already clear and up in front of the 18. Floyd throwing the block. Michael still able to keep it underneath. And Michael going to get
a huge run down in the corner.
He is going to sail it clear on Floyd, who is loose. Michael's loose, too. These two dirt tracking it. And Wishon is going to get on point now. As Michael,
these tires do not like to be cold.
No. Oh, they are getting ripped to temperature very quickly here as here comes Michael underneath. Wishon trying to hang to that right rear quarter. Again, Michael is loose, punishing that right rear tire as they're stacking up a little bit there in the back half of the top 10. Wishon taking it right back underneath.
Man, these two right back at it. Oh, and Floyd.
Nearly a little contact there with Granat. Michael again around this top side, punishing these rear tires. 23 to go. Manny G in the chat cheering on Nathan Carroll. Carroll up into the wall there out of turn 2 to the outside of Joshua Fracker battling for P6.
One driver we haven't mentioned all night, Charlie Widener, who is now up into that 8th position.
Yeah, we mentioned him once for the wrong reason earlier, certainly not for where he was running on track, but it's been a fantastic recovery for Chargin' Charlie, up 19 from where he took the green earlier this evening. And he's got a good view of the Carroll Fracker battle here.
Fracker gonna nose ahead down into 1.
And he'll try and combo a move here on Dakota Floyd. But Floyd is looking to get underneath of Tyler Granat now. Floyd, likes to lay back and wait, but time is running out. You don't want to dig yourself too deep in a hole here. Greg Mall catching up to the top 2 runners. As Floyd continuing to scrap away here with Granat.
Last time we saw 3rd place catch up, they rolled right around the top 2. See if Greg Mall will be able to do that, as now they are back to battling for the lead.
Yes, they are. Wishon pulling out underneath Michael, right where he wants to be on this top side. And Mall with a little bit more of a pocket of air to play with.
Oh, man. Granat pushing Floyd down into the corner.
Floyd is clear for now. Going to look for some extra help from the 56 of Fracker. Jared Wishon is absolutely working this 96 truck. Carroll and Fracker, a little contact there for 6th.
Man, Garcia and Mitten are battling hard for this top 10 position.
Carroll rallies around the outside to take spot number 6 back. As Garcia still hanging in the top 10. 9 from where he took the green earlier this evening. It's Carroll and Fracker now back to it side by side. Carroll still managing to hold on to the position here. Sean going to the top now. Looking for some momentum here down the backstretch, and I think he's found it. What can he do with it, though? Down low. Michael protecting the top. Wants to continue to force the issue here for Justin Michael. Now, knowing how hard he worked right after that restart.
Man, and this is definitely the battling that Floyd and Mall want to see.
Floyd especially, he has caught Greg Mall. And we'll start to go to work on the 7. Mall looking for back-to-back podiums. Oh, Floyd nearly right into the corner. Ball already loose enough as they track each other down here to that inside paint down the backstretch. Floyd going to go up top. Oh, Maul loose again!
Oh, no, there goes!
Looking to save it. Oh, and he tags Joshua Fracker. Fracker into the wall. Scrambling everywhere. I'm not sure he actually got him. We'll get a look at it again, but it looked like they had some space between them, which would make Fracker the second casualty of netcode here tonight. Either way, Maul was struggling just a little bit, and Floyd was definitely pushing all the right buttons to loosen that 7 truck up. And we are under caution for the 8th time with 12 laps to go. Let's go to blip 2, a little bit closer look here as that's on Fracker. We'll move up to the 7 of Maul. I mean, you could already see it. The back end of the truck is stepping out there. Floyd trying to get around him, but Maul's got his truck positioned in such a way that Floyd is going to make that contact there. Maul doing everything he can to try and corral this truck. Granat through the AstroTurf. Then Fracker. Yeah, see, it. That truck just reacts in such a way. Yeah, they had space between them. Fracker would have made it through there, but the sim says otherwise. Carroll makes it through. Widener, Garcia, Mitten, Howell, they're all going to make it through without any further issue as well. But that's a big shot here for Joshua Fracker into the outside wall. Oh, and Garcia just missed that one. Oh, boy. As we'll come back to the live shot, and most of the leaders are on pit road. We got a few drivers that are going to roll the dice here. Charlie Widener, Rene Garcia, Billy Bumgardner, Wally Terheimer. 4 have stayed out. Ryan Nardone beats Scott Patton for the lucky dog. Nardone is back on the lead lap now in 17th with an opportunity to bolt on some fresh tires. Scott Patton will not stay out for the waiver round. I'm not sure he would have been in position for it anyways. So he'll come in and get fresh tires, but he is still trapped a lap down with now, I believe, C.J. McLaughlin in front of him. And McLaughlin is not going to get the wave around, but he'll be on older tires. Oh, boy. Do you want to be on... How old are these tires going to be at this point? 15 laps? Maybe older for these top 4?
Around 18.
Ouch.
Yeah, around 18 laps.
That's tough. I mean, we just saw it. I mean, you're able to manipulate the air to the person around you to loosen their truck up or to tighten their truck up. And now these drivers are going to have to play defense on much older tires. I mean, this is not a very comfortable spot for any of these drivers to be in. What do you make of our top 4's chances here with Floyd and Granat on row number 3?
Part of me wants to say good, but I don't know. I mean, it takes a couple laps for the cold tires to get into the window, but I'm honestly not sure. I think this is really anybody's game.
8 laps is a long time. If this were a 2-lap shootout, I think we'd be talking a little bit different game here. Charlie Widener, Billy Bumgarner, and Rene Garcia, the top 4, with Wally Terheimer on the outside of row 2. And Danielle Carroll says it's going to be a nail-biter, and it definitely is. Floyd and Granat on row 3, Michael and Wishon on row 4, Carroll and Mitten on row 5 as assuming we're going to go around one more time. Greg Mall is just kind of going. But now the pace truck's off. I guess we're going to go. Okay. Whatever. We'll figure it out later. We're back at our way. Whoa, and Garcia immediately shuffled out, and Granada's around.
Oh.
Oh, Fracker is destroyed. Oh, dear. That was a mess. I mean, we're going to catch it in progress here. I'm assuming this is either the wrong gear for Garcia or massive wheel spin. Let's see if we could pinpoint it. Why don't we just go right to the right rear cam? We should be able to tell right away here for Rene Garcia. And it just sounds like the truck is not under power. I have no idea what that was. I mean, it sounds like when you hit the ignition switch to save fuel, but then the truck doesn't get turned back on. Either that or he is in fourth gear, clutching and coasting, and just completely mistimes the restart here. But the results are catastrophic, as Garcia does not go. He gets turned by Turheimer and Granat. Wishon going to take a shot. He turns the 56 of Fracker into the outside wall. I mean, Granat just lawn darts. Goes from 60 to 0 in a instant. Garcia's in there. Patton is in there. I mean, absolute disaster of a restart.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe he saw Greg Mall roll around and thought that caution was delayed and wasn't in gear or what. Well, this is going to move Justin Michael onto the outside of Dakota Floyd for row 2. Both of them are the start of the fresh tires, so Charlie Widener and Billy Bumgardner are out front by themselves on old tires.
Ooh, Parker Donaldson in the chat saying he was racing on 25 FPS. That's rough. There's no other way around that. I did that one time. It was a truck race in a league that I was in, but I was on vacation in Hawaii and I was doing it on my work laptop. Needless to say, I caused 2 accidents and was started the next race from the rear of the field. But needed those points.
That's just called a slideshow at that point.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, well, the buffer is gone for Widener or Bumgardner, like you mentioned. Floyd and Michael. Carroll and Wishon. Hesseling, Mitten, Turheimer still up here on the older tires, but he's lost all of his track position on the inside of row number 5. But now it's only 4 laps for Widener and Bumgardner to try and stay and make themselves as wide as possible. It's only going to get crazier, believe it or not. 4-lap shootout potentially here. Working our 9th caution of the event. Any cautions from here on out? We're going to overtime. Back to Green. Outside, not firing very well, but it's less of a disaster than last time. As Floyd is going to get through to second, Michael is boxed in, and it's going to keep the door open here potentially for Nathan Carroll. Now Michael going to push the issue here, but Bumgarner's still squeezing this 87.
Oh, man. Yeah, Michael had to back out there.
Oh, and Widener down in front of Floyd. Charging Charlie doing all he can to keep Floyd behind him.
There comes Nathan Carroll.
Oh, Michael!
Justin Michael's in the wall.
Big time problems for Justin Michael. And we are going to overtime. Man, it just kept getting worse and worse for the 87. And Michael's reign at Charlotte Motor Speedway looks to be drawing it to a close, as he will just take it straight from the track into his pit box. Finally got around Billy Bumgarner there on the outside. I don't imagine this truck is just going to get out from underneath of him, and it is. Down into the door there of Ryan Nardone. And Michael's race is over. A couple other drivers spinning there in the background, and don't tell me that's Scott Patton again. Oh my gosh. I don't have any words for what just happened to Scott Patton's race. It's just comically bad at this point. And none of it, not a single bit of it, has been his fault. Well, Charlie did exactly what I told him to do. He made that thing wide.
And he's going to get another chance at it here, too.
I don't know how wide it's going to have to be with Dakota Floyd, presumably starting on his outside. He's going to have to find a way to get her done here, though. Nathan Carroll is going to line up on the inside of the second row. This might be the best restart we see from the outside yet, given the circumstances with Widener on the older tires. But if Floyd stumbles even a little bit, Carroll could mix it up here for the win. We talked about it last week at Talladega. I hate to jinx it, but we have to bring it up. We joked in the middle portion of that race. Carroll got stage points, and immediately on the next restart, he was back in 35th, charged up late through the field once again to finally finish inside the top 10. He's 5th in the points coming into tonight. We said he just needs a not roller coaster night, and he can really start to mix it up for the points lead, and this has been as rock steady as we've seen this 63 truck all season.
Yeah, him, Floyd, and Wishon are just about the only trucks on track who have not had a roller coaster night.
No, certainly not. They have not left this top 5 all night long. Carroll did a little work to get into the top 5, but once he got there, he has not left. Keep your eye on Rod Mitten there in the 92 truck as well, restarting behind the 63 of Carroll. He's had a bit of an up and down night. Nothing egregious, but he would love to capitalize here with a great finish on what has been a wretched start to his season number 2 of 2025. First of 3 overtime attempts on the way. Charlie Widener on older tires. This outside line has not been firing very well on these restarts, but Floyd has the tire advantage here on the outside. Who knows what we're in store for here, other than more of the same, which has been chaos and calamity up to this point. We know the max, at least, is going to be 13 cautions at the end of the night. But are we going to use them all? Charlie Widener looking to pull off the impossible here on the old tires. He's the last one standing at the front of this field. And it'll be his control of the restart here that will dictate how this one plays out. To the start zone. We're underway. Carroll and Floyd, neither of them get a great start. But is this too big of a lead here for Widener?
Wishon right on Floyd's bumper.
Look at this. They are tandem drafting here, jockeying for position down the backstretch. And they are all reeling in Charlie Widener. Coming to the white flag. Will we make it there? Floyd is loose.
Floyd is a little loose.
Carroll's clear. They go around. White flag is out. The race is official.
We're going to keep going.
We are still green, and Nathan Carroll has got
they pile
a run.
Wishon further back.
Carroll gonna have a look. Can he execute here? Widener down low to block.
Beautiful block.
Carroll pushing him up the track. It's gonna be a photo finish here at Charlotte. 3 wide. They're all bouncing and wrecking. Charlie Widener's gonna take it. Widener takes the win. Mitten second, Nardone in third, and Nathan Carroll will finish in fourth. Oh my gosh. So much happening there in those final 2 laps. And it's the Uno reverse card for Charlie Widener, who had a win taken from him a couple weeks ago at Pocono after some contact, and he pulls off the improbable here tonight, surviving on the old tires to take home yet another win here in the Max V CNC Home Design Truck Series. It's his first of the season, the third of his career. Oh my goodness. We're going to take a look at that all right quick. Don't you worry, because there's a lot to dissect. Good Lord. I don't even know what to say. I'll pull out the classic here, I guess. Have you ever?
I have once,
Oh, okay.
and it was Max B in the spring.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Well, I mean, there's no doubt about it. Widener, even Justin Michael was upset about it. He was robbed of at least an opportunity to drag race it to the line. And we'll see how this one gets set in motion here, as Widener is looking for victory lane. Let's go ahead and pull this one up. We got to go all the way back here. How this one doesn't get called coming to the white flag. I mean, because they're already going around. Dakota Floyd, let's look for blimp 3 here. And we'll take the nameplate away, give you as good of a look as we possibly can here. Floyd is loose there. Wishon is going to try and take this run up the middle, as Floyd is trying to sneak down behind Carroll to stay in the draft. Wishon going to turn the 57, and it's on from there. Widener's crossing the line right now, so the caution could not have flown. So now we go up to the front of the field here. I mean, Carroll and Widener, this is excellent stuff here. So Carroll is pinned in behind, but he is shoving with dirty air the 95 of Widener up the track. When Charlie is just on the edge of control here. He's loose, scrapes it off the wall there, down into Carroll. And, oh, God, that's an awful camera angle there. We'll back it up just a little bit. I mean, it actually doesn't make contact with the wall, but there's a little bubble of air that's going to force him down. Not much Charlie can do there given the circumstances. Down into Carroll. Mitten himself has his own run. And oh, so close to that podium. Ryan Nardone, after the race that he had, he was the lucky dog a couple of cautions ago, and he will put it on the podium here after this one's all said and done. wild night to say the least. Let's see if we can get Charlie Widener's hands working here. Okay, well, the hands don't really do much justice there. He looked calm, cool, and collected. My man's on a 24-1 steering ratio, apparently. But regardless, let's get to the full finishing rundown here. One of the wilder races we've ever had here on the channel, no doubt about that one. It's a very interesting night here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And if the results will ever pull up, we'll get a look at them here. Charlie Widener with a long-awaited third career victory. Rod Mitt and Ryan Nardone back on the podium. We'll talk to these guys here in a second. Fourth for Nathan Carroll. Rob Haynes is going to come home in the top 5. Billy Bumgarner in 6th. Renee Garcia, David Moore, Chris Howell, and Tyler Granat, the top 10. CJ McLaughlin will finish in P11. 12th for Tyler Hessling, Dakota Floyd, Wally Terheimer, and Greg Mall, the top 15. Scott Patton going to finish in a very disappointing 16th. Zachary Groover in 17th. Jared Wishon, equally disappointing, down in P18. Had a podium on lock before all that. Trent Drum, Justin Michael, the top 20. Gary Offit, Brad Slagle, Joshua Fracker there down in 23rd. Chris Sargent, Greg Parmalee to 25th. Alex Allen, David Rigsby, Parker Donaldson, Will Kirk, Kyle Stewart, the top 30. Stove Price Jr. in 31st. Justin Ritchie, Jordan Neese, Josh Heggie, and Omar Rodriguez Jr. down in 35th. Jack Watson, 36th. Heath Smith, 37th. Matt Rodolasso. And then your lap 1 retirees, Logan Murray, Josh Longbonds, Riley Laverne, Bill Paradise, Chris Braley. Good Lord, where to begin here? As we fade the music out, we will go looking now, I believe, for Ryan Nardone, who's going to sneak onto the podium here. Once again with the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series. Welcome back to the booth. What a very interesting night for you, to say the least. Congrats on the podium when it's all said and done, though.
I appreciate it. Definitely didn't think I was going to end up here at the end of the night. I thought earlier on, once that pit cycle kind of got all screwed up, I thought, well, this was where I was going to end. It was going to be a and points day. And yeah, well, a lot of things can change real quick.
I mean, certainly to get the lucky dog there in the final couple of cautions, especially battling Scott Patton for that lucky dog position there. I mean, knowing how many cautions we had up to that point, you had to have some confidence that you could at least pick off a few more spots there in the final couple of restarts.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. Was kind of just hauling the mail, was trying to stay with him. I mean, we looked like some people drive on the Route or Highway 85 down here in Charlotte, bobbing and weaving through traffic. But I saw him get in the wall, and I was like, "Oh, this has got to be my time to capitalize." But once got past him and kind of was just watching the gap, trying to save, just because I didn't know if we were going to end up with another caution or not. And thankfully, we did. I think it ended up. I think a handful of those last few cautions were right in front of me, so it was a little scary there. But yeah, I was just happy to get that lucky dog, and then knew once I got sent to the back from it that needed at least another one or two just to get up, and thankfully had that big one. I think it was on the front stretch, and was able to make my way through and be right up front there at the end.
Joshua, what you got?
Yeah, man. Congrats on the podium and being back up here with us. I mean, just absolute roller coaster of a race. For some reason, I mean, Charlotte just seems to be one of those tracks that really can't get any green flag racing in. I mean, do you think that's just the track surface? Is it something about the trucks on the track? Like, I mean, walk us through how the truck feels.
It honestly went through a wide range of balance throughout the night. Was loose early on, and then as the run went through, kind of got tight, at least for me. But you at least with these trucks and the fuel load, you kind of had to be in the throttle a good amount of the lap. And I know Granat was kind of saving a little bit when I was talking with him, and I just couldn't figure out how to save enough, especially through 1 and 2. I felt like you were almost wide open, maybe with a little blip here and there. But it's something about this place. I think with it kind of being with these lower cars, these ARCA, I know I've been in other races at ARCA here, and definitely has got me PTSD from it, just because of how, I mean, it everyone stays so packed together. And I was kind of bitching about it. Pardon my language. I was kind of complaining about it early on. Just it felt like Talladega last week, where everyone was 2x2 and you couldn't move much. You could move backwards, but it was tough to go back forward. So, I mean, it's definitely not one of my favorites. I live not too far from it, but yeah, it's an interesting track to say the least.
Trust me, much worse things have been said in this booth by a lot angrier drivers, so you can get away with that one just fine. But regardless, you keep the top 10 streak alive here this evening to start the season. I would imagine with just a cavalcade of unfortunate coincidences for Scott Patton. You'll probably take over the points lead after it's all said and done tonight, I would imagine. So. Yeah,
I think so, because I was watching him and Justin as well, and I think Justin got in it there at the end. I think he ended up bouncing off my right quarter panel. I haven't gone back to watch that yet. I don't know if I was starting to come up when he was getting loose, but especially with that green flag cycle, when I was in the back there, I was like, this is not going to be fun to see what the points look like after this. So.
Well, regardless, it's been a fantastic start to the season for you. Congrats on another podium here tonight, and let's get some shout-outs in before we let you go.
I appreciate it. Definitely want to shout out both Tylers, keeping us all together there, keeping our heads in it. I know we all had kind of a rough and wild night. You guys do a great job. I obviously love being back up here and talking with you guys. And then all the admins, they do a phenomenal job. This is the one league a week that I look forward to coming running to. And everyone watching, hopefully we put a good enough show on that you guys keep coming back week after week. So
certainly was quite the interesting show and quite the spectacle there at the end. But congrats on another podium, and we'll hope to talk to you again next week at New Hampshire.
Appreciate it, guys.
So we went a bit out of order, but in my defense, my scoring still shows Rod Mitten as your second place finisher. My best guess as to what happens here is Mitten gets shoved down into the grass. Since this is AstroTurf and not grass, you're less likely to get slowed down by that. So iRacing actually has a slowdown penalty if you go into the grass too much. And my guess is that Mitten obviously didn't have a chance to clear that slowdown penalty. And so he was assessed a time penalty right after he crossed the stripes. So P2 no more. That was your P2 finisher, Ryan Nardone. And I guess now on the podium, Nathan Carroll will get up here in booth 200. And a long-awaited trip up here at that, partner. Welcome in, and congrats on a wild finish here at the end of this one.
Thank you so much, guys. I am so stoked. This has been my goal to talk to y'all up here, and it didn't end quite like I wanted. I thought I had that one, but just got away at the end. So,
I mean, certainly everything went right for you. I mean, first of all, even to be in that position at the end of the race, you were doing everything right throughout the evening. I mean, you were absolutely driving the wheels off this thing all night tonight to keep this inside the top 5 and battle for the win there at the end.
Yeah, I practice a lot every week. A lot of it is qualifying, like mock run qualifying practice, just so I can start up towards the front and kind of be away from the carnage and chaos. But this week I did some long run stuff, and I knew Charlotte last year. We had, I think, 14 yellows. I don't know how many we had tonight, but if I could stay ahead of a lot of that, then I would be in good shape. And then the strategy I thought was going to play in my favor last restart. The bottom was so much better on the restarts, and I just had to clear Dakota, and I did, and then got the runoff 2 on the last lap to catch Charlie, and I don't know what happened out of 4, but the interview, that like being here, a podium is what I'm most excited about, so it's all good.
I mean, certainly. We talked about it there on that final restart. We made a wisecrack kind of that it looked like Talladega. I mean, you were getting pushed through by Rod Mitten. Dakota had help from Jared there, and you guys were tandem drafting with Charlie Widener pulling away out in front of you. But I mean, even there trying to track down Charlie and find a way to get through on him, so much aero manipulation, and we saw it all through the green flag runs here tonight as well. I mean, this is just such a weird cacophony of circumstances here between trying to manage tire life, trying to keep the truck underneath of you, and having to do aero blocking, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a lot of aero aspects to the race. I mean, even the last lap, Charlie was throwing block left and right into three, and I knew if I could kind of stay close, just kind of at his quarter panel rear deck lid, that he was going to either get loose or probably push. And he started to push, and yeah, there was a lot you could do. I was pinching people on the I'm on the outside line, pinching guys on the bottom, trying to stay hard to pass. My favorite driver is one of the hardest drivers to pass in the sport, and I'm driving his paint scheme, so wanted to live up to that.
I didn't realize that was a Ryan Newman paint scheme. Joshua, what you got for Nathan Carroll here?
Congrats on the podium. I mean, we joked last week that you had a very roller coaster race from the front to the back and back to the front. You seem to hang on right around the top 5, top 7 or so here. I mean, what is it that just kind of helps you stay up there and not fall back through tire wear and everything?
Well, first of all, the last 3 weeks, I think I have passed more trucks than anybody else. It's been start towards the front. Yeah, start towards the front. Something happens. Like Phoenix, I went a lap down twice and had 3 minutes of damage. That's a hard track to repair damage at. So just passing guys left and right. But tonight was it was kind of the draft with it being night and there being a little bit more grip. Even more emphasis on qualifying. If you can stay in that lead group of trucks and kind of draft off of them, a lot of times it was like the top 7 would kind of start to break away. Then you'd be set. And then it's easier to kind of manage the tires and everything else when you don't have all that pressure behind you. So that was my strategy. Probably the best race I've run. I'm really, really, really proud of that, even if it's not a win. But yeah.
I mean, like you said, you've been passing trucks left, right, and center just out of necessity up to this point. And we're picking them off there at the end of this one to get yourself a shot at the win. That P1 is coming here very, very soon. And very much looking forward to that. But it's great to get to talk to you at the end of a Thursday night. And let's get some shout-outs in because you have quite the fan base here. I've never seen a live chat pop off like that in the final restart of a race before. That was absolutely wild.
I do, and my heart sank when I crossed the line backwards and forth because, like I said a million times, I just wanted to get to this, be able to have the interview, but the 92 was DQ'd. For starters, you guys, not that you were bad or anything before, but broadcast team is even better this year. Like I rewatch all these, and I got all these, fans, I guess, watching, and they all have a great time. My wife, Danielle, watches every single race. She's always listening to me chit-chat about the race coming up. My mom, my dad, he's not in the chat. He doesn't know how to use YouTube. Luke, Parker, Luke and Parker, Manny G, Matt, I think his name's Matt Palmer, friend of Manny's that's a fan of mine now. I'm a part-time spotter for an ARCA team. So Zach he's my crew chief. He's been giving me a lot of tips and help and support. So he's been watching. And I got a screenshot. I just want to make sure I got everybody that was watching tonight. Other people too, AJ and Alyssa. And I appreciate all you guys tuning in. I'm so glad I got to get to this point. And if I forgot anybody, I'm sorry.
I mean, you hit a lot there. That's pretty good, I'd say, for a first time. You came in a lot more prepared than other folks. So, man, congrats on this one, and we'll definitely get you a couple better here soon. But in the meantime, go celebrate this one, and we'll hope to talk to you again next week in New Hampshire.
Absolutely, Tommy. Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Well, he was robbed a couple of weeks ago at Pocono, but that has been rectified here tonight. Charlie Widener getting his elbows out, fighting right down to the last square inch of the race here this evening at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and he's a winner for the third time in the Max V's CNC Home Design Truck Series. Welcome back to Victory Lane, partner. Welcome back to the booth. It's been too long. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's been a very long time.
It's been a wild start to the season for you here tonight, and we see, I think you qualified 27th, if I'm not mistaken, to start this one out. Got a couple up close and personal looks at all the chaos and calamity to start this one. I mean, how did you even find yourself in a position here to contend for this win at the end of this one tonight?
Yeah, most of my incident points came from hitting the turf to get away from the wrecks in front of me. Uh, I got lucky on a couple of them. I got in a wreck, but was lucky enough I didn't have much damage. I just stayed in it, and it's come down to that last pit call. Uh, Heath Smith had a incident early in the race, so he's just kind of watching the race, hanging out with me, and I kind of surprised him with that move. It was a very last second decision, and yeah, I was just holding on for the ride after that.
I mean, definitely. I mean, an immediate caution to sort of help you out, but that caution, that stack up on that one restart, also took away your buffer. I mean, what was your headspace headed into the final couple of restarts, knowing basically hearing the Jaws music coming up behind you with Dakota Floyd and Nathan Carroll and everybody else?
Yeah, when Dakota was able to start right behind me, I was I just knew I needed to do the best I could to get through 1 and 2 to where I could maybe do some arrow blocking going into 3 or just straight up blocking. and and they ended up racing each other side by side, slowing each other down, which is what helped the most. I didn't stand a chance without that. And then I saw Nathan get a big run, and coming out of 4 there, I'm not gonna lie, I went down the dorm a little to slow him down so he wouldn't beat me by too much. And I had no idea that it was a 3 wide situation going on. And then I heard cars wrecking, and I looked up and I won the race. So that was weird. But sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Joshua, what you got for your race winner?
Congrats on the win. It was definitely one for the books. We talk all the time about how much Tommy loves a good strategy race, but I mean, you made a pretty bold strategy call for not coming in for tires there with those couple restarts to the end. I mean, what was the deciding factor in staying out and running on the older tires?
I knew that if I just kept doing what I was doing, I wasn't gonna have a chance to win. It was I was gonna ride. I might have got 5th. Like that, I don't win in this league normally. Like I don't just outrun everybody. I have to. Most of the time, it's a strategy or something that just goes my way to help me get these wins. But yeah, like I wasn't sure of myself. I just turned the wheel right and said, "This is it." If nothing else, I've led a lap. So it I was just really, when we had cautions all night, and I was thinking, well, what better time to have cautions to help me out than on these green whites or these late race restarts? So it just worked out almost perfectly for me.
Well, it's certainly, right's or wrong. They're racing with Justin Michael Hart at Pocono and getting one taken away. You take one back by force here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway and get yourself back to victory lane. And always a welcome sight here on a Thursday night to have you up here in the booth at the end of the night. And hopefully we get to do it many more times here this season. But we're definitely back on the right track. Let's get some shout-outs in from you one more time here from Victory Lane.
Yeah, let's start with Carrie and Deb from CNC Home Designs for sponsoring. I got great teammates, Heath and Mike. Mike couldn't be here tonight, but thanks to Heath for sticking with me, even though he got wrecked out. Scott Patton of Patton and Paints. Truck looks good. You guys in the broadcast, I'm glad I'm up here so I can talk to you guys and be interviewed by you guys again. You guys do a great job. And just everyone who's involved in making this league go. I mean, I enjoy it. I get lucky enough to get a win every once in a while. And now I got to go pay some money so I can get some of these coins.
That's I think it's worth it, partner. I think it's worth it. You've definitely earned this coin here tonight because this was as challenging of a night as there's been, I think, all season. So go celebrate this one. Go rest up, and we'll hope to talk to you again here next week in New Hampshire.
All right, thanks, guys.
Charging Charlie, and that was the big charge here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I think we ended at 10 cautions, maybe 11. I think 10. Either way, wild night here at Charlotte. anytime you hit double digits at the 1.5 miles, it's always going to be a wild night, especially here in only 100 laps. Lots of storylines when you look at the point standings. I would imagine Justin Michael and Scott Patton having horrendous nights. And a couple of the other fast contenders taking out their late Dakota Floyd down to 13th. Jared Wishon for the second week in a row on for a podium and then finishes way down the running order. He'll finish in P18. Justin Michael in 20th. I mean, lots going on here tonight at Charlotte, but Charlie Widener winning in dramatic fashion and Nathan Carroll finally getting up here in the booth. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah, it definitely was a good shakeup of a race. Lots of drivers we don't normally see up front shouting out and showing up. Unfortunate for Scott Patton, just gotten caught out by pit strategy. I mean, I've been there. It seems like he goes there more often than most drivers, which is super unfortunate, but definitely going to be a good shakeup for the points, and interested to see how this plays out as we roll into next week.
And looking to refresh, we do have the final standings in here, and Ron Mitten is going to be scored 14th, which is, I mean, I don't even know what to say to that. That it's not right, but I mean, it's the league is consistent. They don't override any decisions made by iRacing officials. I just wish there was a way they could tweak find a way to tweak some of the slowdown penalties and whatnot, because Mitten didn't gain any sort of advantage by getting forced down there, and is going to pay the price. That's the second time it's happened to him as well, and cost him a podium a couple of seasons ago at Daytona. So, wish there was something we could do about that, but that is not the case, and he'll have to settle for a P14 here this evening. So, regardless of all that, we'll look ahead next week to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And if ever there was a place for Scott Patton to bounce back, it would be at the home track. Catch us at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time next Thursday night. We'll be racing next Tuesday night in the Venom Truck Series. Atlanta 2008. Took me a second, but we are definitely at Legacy Atlanta next week. Excited for that one. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time next Tuesday night before your Max V Thursdays. Thank you to everybody that was hanging out with us here this evening. That chat got absolutely wild there for that final restart. Shout out to Bailey Marie. Shout out to Marilyn Beck, Daniel Carroll, Lisa Carroll, Chris Braley. Thank you to Real Everton, Zach Magris. Thanks to Rob Martin for stopping by. Robin Motichek came in. Shout out to Jordan Neese for hanging out with us there for a while. Manny G was hanging out with us as well. I'm afraid I'm going to miss somebody. Parker Donaldson stopped by a little bit earlier than we were hoping to see him. Hopefully all those issues get sorted out for Parker before next week. And I think everybody after that is going to be a repeat chatter. Still not to the bottom of the chat, though. Yeah, I think we got everybody covered. If we didn't, thank you for hanging out with us here tonight. Whether you were in the chat or not, we greatly appreciate it. That's all we got for you here tonight. Thank you to Mullet Music Productions. Thank you to CNC Home Designs. And thank you to the admin team. We're going to have a lot to sort out after this one is done here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. That's all we got for you. On behalf of Mr. Joshua Motichek, I'm Tommy Cook saying so long, and congratulations to Charlie Widener, back on the top step in the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series for the third time in his career and for the first time in 2025 Season 2. Have a good night, everybody. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.